I want to welcome Colautti and Scott Bohnenkamp to the show. They're both waste auditors with Strategy Waste Cost Reduction. How are you?
Great. How are
Good
you?
to have you here.
Fantastic, thank you.
Listen, you must be excited, all this big news about garbage.
We love it.
Hey?
You got to get rid of the garbage.
We thought it was a good idea because of all this talk of the reduction in the number of times you can, put your garbage out and all that sort of talk, to discuss the idea of reducing the amount of garbage you put out there. Because let's face it, Scott, it's going to be a little difficult now for people every 2 weeks instead of 1.
Right. I mean, you could get pretty smelly if you don't know what you're doing, but there's a green bin in Ottawa that allows you to get rid of the smelly stuff once a week. So you just have to make sure to get the right things in the right boxes.
Good opportunity, Carol, for people to improve how they recycle and compost, right?
Oh, definitely. And it's more of a change of your way of thinking, and I think people hate change.
Yeah.
But eventually we can all conform and do a good job.
I don't want to have as much garbage. I'd rather recycle more and figure out ways to reduce the amount of garbage because I don't want it around for 2 weeks, right?
Right.
So what are some of the best strategies you guys have?
Well, the first thing I would say is that the smelly stuff is going to go out once a week. If you have dinner and you have those food scraps, there used to be a garburator that you would take them in and you'd throw all it into the garburator. Well, these days there's a compost pile that's better for the landfills and for the environment. You got to make sure to get the smelly stuff into the green bin. That's going to go out once a week. It still is. Yeah. And that's what we have to do. The cleaner garbage, you do have to keep an eye on it and make sure that you reduce that garbage.
But there's so much you can recycle nowadays versus just throw in the trash that you should be aware of that and think about it before you do it, right?
Right. And what we do, I mean, we're actually commercial waste auditors, so we help businesses to reduce the amount of waste that they're generating and improve the recycling. So actually the best thing to do, and it sounds really gross, but if people take a look at what they're generating on a weekly basis and do a mini audit, and you'd be surprised how many things can actually be diverted from the garbage.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at any plastic product. You always look on the bottom and you're going to see
look for that little design.
The recycling. And now Ottawa takes 1 through 7 of these plastics. So most plastics, like a water bottle, is always going to have the number 1 on them. Glass bottles are also recyclable. So things that yeah, it's hard to see. You need glasses.
I cannot see that. Oh, it's a 1. It's awful, eh?
Even the clamshells. I mean, this is the clamshell box.
This is a 5. 5's good?
5 is good. And the clamshell boxes as well. I mean, just things are all, that could all go into a blue box, every other
Glass
week.
bottles, cans. What about the lids?
Lids, as long as it's all the same material. So this is all metal. So
this
can all go, I mean, technically you should separate it, but yes, both of these are recyclable.
Supposed to separate.
And things like that are clean. This is going to go into a black box, but your paper toilet paper rolls, paper towel rolls, if it were dirty, you can still get it into your green bin. Well, that's once a week. So if you had a paper towel that's dirty.
You mean if there was some foodstuffs or something on this, I can put it in the green bin?
Same with a pizza box. When you open a pizza box and all the pizza's still stuck on the top, that can go into the green box.
I sure do hate it when that happens. So the idea is the more you recycle, the less garbage you're going to have, right? And the more you compost, same thing. I think composting is going to be the bigger issue of the two now.
It really is because of the smell.
Right.
Yeah.
Because 2 weeks is a long time. Like I have my garbage in my garage.
Way to go, Kurt. I mean, that could be an exciting garage to be in if you don't get rid of that
It is
stuff once a
sometimes,
week.
but not all the time. So I want to make sure that I'm not, leaving it in there too long.
Right. Like, take a cereal box like this. The one thing that's not recyclable is the plastic, but if even the cereal were stale.
That's not recyclable.
No. That's not recyclable. That's the stuff that's going to get into your garbage.
Sure is.
That is.
Smash your boxes down and put them in the black box.
Exactly. What do I do with batteries, things like that?
All right. Well, there are programs available for your hazardous waste, and what you want to do is there's the orange
Orange drop box.
Orange drop box. So you could,
right.
Home Depot is one of the ones that you can take anything hazardous like batteries, certain light bulbs, paint cans, and a lot of these things you pay extra for when you buy them in the store.
That's right.
So you're actually helping to support the program.
You're paying a fee, right? Yeah. Listen, there's lots of information out there for people, right, to find out what they can and can't recycle and compost and all that.
Ottawa has a great system in place. One of them is called the Waste Explorer, and that's on the website. Just, you could Google Ottawa Waste Explorer, and you could look for anything, and it's going to tell you where to put it.
Listen, Thanks for your time today. I'm going to go home and take a look at my garbage.
Right.
Thank you very much.